So I know most of everyone in the room, so quick introduction. My name is Ryan Blay. I'm a managing partner over at 910. We're a full-service marketing agency. We specialize in web, social media, mobile. We do a lot of branding, graphic design and print, and primarily we like to help companies with their marketing. Sort of a holistic approach, not focusing on any one specific medium, but looking at all the options, whether it be traditional media and or new media. Okay, so for the first presentation, we're talking about social media. So the one thing we already know about social media is if you sort of believe the hype, and it's true, everyone or nearly everyone is on social media. Facebook, as an example, over 1 billion people are on social media, 80% of them using it actively. Works out to 1 in 6 people in the world are on Facebook. That's just one of the social media services. So it's undeniable now that there's a strong online presence, and it's become a bit of routine where people are spending their time online within social media. So within social media, there's obviously a lot of options. So these speak to just a handful of some of the services or platforms that you might have heard of. You obviously recognize the main ones: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and such. These in themselves, this isn't social media. These are just tools, platforms that utilize social media. And so I'll define social media in a second, but essentially social media is the interconnected web of people online where they share content and form relationships. These just happen to be some of the popular platforms where the people have aggregated, and each one offers some unique functionality. So although internet has been around for a long time and is easily for about 10 years now, companies understand the importance of having a website. And back in the day, not even more than 5 years ago, it was really important to get people to come to your website. No matter what, we have a website, let's spend some marketing dollars and try to make sure that people come to our website. But then there's been all these changes, specifically with social media and mobile. And what we end up doing now is we still view the website as the hub of your online presence. It's your platform that you can control the entire message, you can match it to your brand, etc. But we want to drive people there more effectively. One of the best ways to drive people to your website is through a process called inbound marketing, where we create a hub and spoke model, and we have, for example, here social media as one of the spokes. And social media becomes a great way to connect with people on their turf, and then as you're connecting with them, they're sharing content. Essentially, you're landing in their newsfeed, and if you've resonated with them, if you've captured their attention, they're simply a click away, and now they've discovered your website. They didn't even know they were looking for it, but you were able to connect with them in social media and then drive them onto your website. So one of the things when we're trying to drive people to your website in the inbound process, is we look at a marketing funnel. This is obviously a very simplistic model, following Janet's format here, of a marketing funnel. And what we're trying to do is the widest part of the funnel represents us casting the net wide. And this might be through the use of multiple mediums that we're using. We might be using radio, we might be using print, we might be using trade shows, social media, mobile, websites, any number of things. And what we're trying to do is cast a wide net and get people's attention. Most of the time, we're just going to bounce off, they're not even going to notice. Sometimes they will notice, and we might have a bit of an awareness that we can generate, but then they might not take an action. But the ones that are going to take the action, what we want to do is we want to give them a call to action and direct them to one of our online properties. This is generally our website, but it can certainly be our Facebook page. And so basically, you start with a wide audience, get narrower and narrower until these people have self-selected, they've opted in, they've clicked, they've scanned your QR code, they've gone to your Twitter account. At this point, we try to do two things. We try to capture and engage. By capture, I mean we're trying to capture some leads, get them to take an action where we can get their name, their email, their phone number, so that we can follow up with them. We can provide them with some marketing materials, etc. The other thing is to engage them. Especially if we're driving them to some of our online platforms, we can engage them by simply getting them to click like, comment, or share. When they do that, they become ambassadors for us, spreading our content into their peer group. So, but who's on social media? There's obviously a wide segment of people, and a little bit that's useless. You already know as a business owner, you can do marketing that is meant to try to capture everyone. That's really, it's not cost effective, and it's not really efficient as well. If you know who your who your target audience is, it might be women. Let's just say you sell wine, or you're a liquor store, or you're a teenager. You might focus on music and entertainment. If you can identify who your audience is, social media allows us to laser target them very specifically. All of these people have different characteristics, and the different characteristics speak to the type of content strategy we utilize. So one of the great things about social media, it takes this well-known concept of 6 degrees of separation, the concept where through 6 connections, you're connected to every single person in the world. Turns out I'm actually only 3 connections away from Barack Obama. Now, so that's kind of useless. It doesn't really mean anything. Everyone's known about that little saying for a long time. What social media, and specifically Facebook, did is they've digitized 6 degrees of separation. Now change the word degrees of separation and just replace it with shares. What happens is, on Facebook, you're only 4 shares away. When you create content, it only needs to be shared 4 times to land in the newsfeed of every single person in the world. That's at the worldwide level. In Canada, your content only needs to be shared, engaged with, 3 times. If we bring that down to the Alberta level, it's only 2 shares. Here in the Peace Country, if this is where you predominantly do business, your content, if shared once, has the ability to land in the newsfeed of all of the active Peace Country Facebook users. So the concept of everyone being connected through these social channels, they call this the social layer. And what we end up doing is when we develop websites, we make them social by design. So we sort of bake the social layer into the DNA. So the website knows who you are, who your friends are. It encourages sharing. It encourages them to become a brand ambassador for you. Okay, now the big benefit of social media, of course, is we might be targeting these people. These are the people we're trying to target, but through them, we're going to reach a larger audience. And when we do that, we have to have a strong content strategy that's going to be based on their characteristics. And the engagement strategy, this speaks to the type of things that we're going to do to compel them to become brand ambassadors for us, to get them to like, to get them to share, to comment. There's a whole list of do's and don'ts in social media. Do not use your traditional marketing tactics. It'll come across, it'll just fall flat. You'll be talking to them in an environment, in a medium that's meant to be bi-directional. It's meant to be conversation. A radio ad can't talk with people, social media can. You got to find your voice, be authentic, otherwise you're going to fall flat and not resonate with your audience. And of course, misconceptions, there's a ton of them. No more dangerous than this. It's not free. One, if you want to do a good job, you're going to probably come visit 910 or another agency with a specialty in social media. You're also going to devote your own time. Your time is money. If you're hiring staff to do it, it's their time. One of the things we do is we customize Facebook pages. This is just a small example. But on Facebook, you have the ability to actually create mini websites and ongoing contests and promotions and interactive content. The best part about all of it is that you are going to gather a lot of demographic information, geographic information. You're going to learn who your audience is, and you'll have a crystal clear picture of if you're being successful, if you're not. If you're getting poor results, we'll know. But if you're getting great results, we'll know as well, because everything is digitally measurable. And finally, the last slide, and I'm sure I'm over my 7 minutes. This ties to the authenticity. Social media should be fun. If you're not having a good time doing it, I can guarantee your audience is not having a good time consuming your content, which means they're probably not engaging and sharing it further and becoming brand ambassadors for you. So love your marketing, and the rest will follow.